This video is for you if you are constantly aggressed by people, if you are offended easily, if you are hypersensitive, you find yourself in the weak position where you are judged harshly without even knowing you, and very often you find yourself defending yourself, trying to prove your point, trying to show how authentic and good you are. And yet, it seems like nobody's listening, nobody's caring. All they do is keep judging you and putting you in this position where you are not enough, no matter what you do. I know this for sure because I have been where you are right now. And there is a thing that really helped me to shift the way I interact with people. And I have to admit, it helped me find a lot of peace within. Now I don't get angry, I don't get offended. I can understand what is happening, and I shifted completely from defending myself and avoiding these conflicts to a point where today I can understand it, I can respond to it or completely ignore it, because I shifted from taking everything personally to a place where today I can understand where are you coming from and where I am coming from. And what helped me was a sentence that I want to share with you to start this video. What this sentence says is, what you say and what they hear are completely different things, and vice versa. What they say and what you hear are completely different things. It's a mantra that I use whenever I am dealing with situations or people that are offending me or aggressing me or acting in a way that might put me on a position where I feel like I am not worthy, or that I am judged improperly or accused of things that I am not guilty of. And it's important, I think, to really understand the concept and the idea and how profound it is behind the fact that what we hear and what we say are completely different words. What a person says is coming from their unique journey, their unique perspective, and the way they are experiencing life. And when they say something to me, my obligation and my duty for myself, my responsibility is about what I hear from what they say, not what they say. Because you cannot determine what a person is saying, you cannot completely understand it, because it's coming from their point of view and not yours. What is your responsibility is what you are hearing, and whether you are going to make it personal or not, and whether you are going to feel something about it or not, and whether this feeling is going to be constructive or destructive for yourself. That is where your power comes in. That is where your responsibility is. Because we cannot be responsible for what others say, think, do, or have. That is not our role. We are not in control of this thing. And even if we try to, it's never gonna happen. We will never succeed on forcing someone to see things the way we see it, or to say things the way we expect them to see it, or the proper way for us to hear it. What we can do is learn to hear things from ourselves and own the power of hearing that we do have. This is, I believe, something that is very helpful to shift from the victim to the creator, from the victim to the responsible. And please understand, it's not about defending others or evil people or behaviors that are not good. It's more about creating for ourselves the space where we are responsible of what we are in control of. And it's about the way we speak, the way we show up in the world, in our life, and the way we choose to perceive anything or to hear it. When I say what they say and what we hear are completely different things, in this there is a huge world, and it's more about the perception. It's more about the intention behind all of it. And I think you might agree with me on the fact that we cannot know what is the intention of another person. And we cannot know why is a person saying or doing something. And whether it's to attack us, to offend us, or simply to share something or to share their opinion. We are not able, and we don't have the power to get into their mind and heart and see exactly who they are and what they are saying. It's all based in the perception that we have of ourselves, what is the self-image that we have of ourselves, how we see the world, how we see life, and how we see ourselves within all of this. That we don't see life as it is, we see it as we are. And this applies really to everything, to the words that we hear, to the words that we speak, to the circumstances that are around us, the people that are around us, and how we are going to interpret whatever is happening to us and whatever is interacting with our personal reality. That is the thing that is in our power. And when I find myself in situations where I am offended or attacked, very often it happens when I am sharing an opinion, when I am saying something, when I am expressing a boundary or expressing an intention, or maybe sharing an expectation or a desire of mine. Very often I used to find myself in conflicts just because I said something I think, and the other person heard it as if it was a self-attack, as if I was diminishing them or making them feel less valuable or worthy than me, or maybe rejecting them when it wasn't at all my intention. And I will find myself engaging in this kind of conflicts where I need to show my point, I want to justify myself, I will take back what I said because I saw in the person a bad reaction, and I will fall into the pleasing attitude, into the victim attitude, not by blaming them or making them feel bad about what I said, but more victim of a situation that I couldn't control, victim of being with people that don't understand me and don't see me and hear me, maybe victim of not being respected by others and not being able to be respected. And I would feel in any situation the victim of what is happening to me, as a proof that I'm not good enough in conversations, I'm not good enough in expressing myself, I'm not good enough in showing respect to others, I'm not good enough on being accepted by others and fitting into their world. But when I heard that what I say and what you hear are two different words, and what you say and what I hear are completely different worlds, that have been a game changer, because I finally get what it means and what it implies to be interacting with others. And I finally broke free from the concept and the belief that what I say is hurting others maybe, or is making people hate me or reject me or undervalue me and judge me. And in the same way, I also finally found more clarity on the fact that when a person is saying something to me, it's not about what they are saying, it's more about what I am hearing. And from what place am I hearing it? Am I hearing it from a place of I am not secure of myself, I don't see myself as whole and complete, and I don't know myself enough to be able to not be disturbed by what another person is saying? And the great thing to consider here is you don't have to take it personally. And when you take it personally, when it triggers you, it's not about what they said, but it's about what is happening within you. And this is really important and empowering, because now, rather than being defensive or maybe passive aggressive or maybe feeling not worthy or trying to hide and feel wrong, it's about, I know that what they say isn't what I hear, and what I'm hearing is triggering very old wounds in me, very old traumas in me, things where I didn't feel confident with myself, things that I didn't explore about myself, things that aren't healed in me, and now I keep projecting them to myself. So what is it that is triggered by what they said, and why is it triggered? Is it really what they said to me, or is it what I heard? And what I heard, is it really a reflection of what could be the reality of our interaction, or is it my interpretation? And my interpretation is coming from a place of weakness, self-doubt, and unworthiness, and not feeling enough? Or is it coming from a place of simply understanding and listening to the other person and understanding what they are saying and where they are coming from? Because I noticed that very often when I hear something, I take it very personally. It becomes like a personal affair for me. And I see it as attacking my personality, attacking my integrity, and aggressing who I am and judging me without knowing me. And the meaning of this, the story behind it, is that I'm not good enough. People don't see me, they don't hear me, they are not good with me, they are bad with me. I don't deserve the love and the attention, and I will never find my place with others. So I didn't hear what they said, but I heard something really personal. I took it very personal, and it went deeper than that to trigger in me feelings of not being heard, not being seen, not being enough the way I am, and constantly needing to do more because I am not like other people. I am less than others, and I am afraid of being rejected. And I think that it's something that might resonate with you as well. And if it's the case, please let me know in the comments below. How does it feel for you when you are interacting with people? And what is happening within you when the thing that they say to you seem to you like inappropriate, and you can see yourself as disrespected or not valued as a person, or maybe not heard and understood, maybe judged wrongly by someone and treated unfairly by them when your intentions were pure and good, and you really wanted to do something genuinely good or say something genuinely good, and it wasn't met by the others the way you expected it. And how does it make you feel really within you? What did you hear from them? Because I believe that this is the thing that we need to understand whenever we are triggered by someone. And triggered might be by feeling offended by someone, feeling disrespected. And whatever is the story that rised up when you have been interacting and somebody says something and you heard it in a way that was disturbing to you. Once you understand this, I think the second thing to do is to go within ourselves and observe, feel what is happening in our body. Are you shaken? Are you feeling the pressure? What are the sensations in your body? Is your heart beating faster than usual? Are you feeling like the pressure is raising up? What is it that you are feeling? What are the sensations? Because those are very powerful indicators of what did you hear? What did you hear in your body? And what did you hear in your feelings? How did that make you feel? Because here is the point. It's not what they said to you. It's what you felt around it. If someone says something to me, let's say they tell me, today you didn't do a great job with the customer. You were somehow distant with them. I wish you were more sociable with them, more welcoming. I would advise you for the next time to put a better intention when you are interacting. Maybe smile more before you start the conversation. Put yourself in the energy of smiling and being happy and welcoming, and then listen to them, understand what they are saying, and after that, be ready to answer. But answer based on their question, not anticipating what they might be feeling or saying. In a place where I am not self-confident, I would take it as a critic, a very negative critic about myself, and I will feel threatened because I wasn't seen, my intention was misinterpreted, I haven't done a great job, and maybe the employer or my responsible didn't appreciate what I have done. And it would put in me more pressure than I did, because I will be acting out of fear of losing my job, fear of not being appreciated by my boss, fear of being more controlled, and the stress and the anxiety that will come each and every time I will take a call or welcome a customer or help someone or support it. And this is one way of hearing what my boss said. The other way can be if I am good with myself and I know that I'm doing great and I know that usually I'm a good person and my intentions are clear for me. I really respect my customers, I respect human beings, and I really want to help them. And maybe I didn't show it perfectly because this is what others perceive. If I know that I am a good person, I am a good supporter of others, and I am a good listener, I would not take it very personally. I would take it as a feedback or an advice. And I would appreciate it because maybe there is something I didn't notice. And this is a feedback that can help me. This is a tip, a tool for me to improve my interaction with my customers. So I would really see it in a very constructive way because I know myself, I know how good I am, and I know that it's not about me, it's about how we do our job and how we are helping others. So if my responsible is giving me a feedback, I wouldn't take it as attacking my personal reality or my personality. I wouldn't see it as I'm not good enough or as a threat, right? That is a huge shift in one conversation, one person telling you one thing for the same situation, and how you are going to hear it, how you are going to interpret it. What is the story that you are going to tell yourself around it? Whether you are going to see it as a validation, as a proof and a confirmation that you are not good enough, you don't deserve this job, and all the movies that will start playing in your mind while you are listening to them, to the point that you are going to feel stressed, anxious, maybe depressed and frustrated and scared because you see all your life falling apart just because someone gave you a feedback. Or on the other hand, just seeing it as a feedback, appreciating the feedback and saying, that's an interesting point of view. I thank you for your recommendation. I would apply it in the next time. I would smile first. Thank you, I appreciate it. And just do it and see if it works for me and simply improve my performance from now on. And you see two results that are different. One is coming from a place of insecurities, of a very negative self-image of myself, and the fear of not being enough, and seeing myself as the victim of life, and everybody hates me, everybody want me out, I'm not good enough, you see, they told me, even my responsible is telling me that I'm good enough. And the other one is, I know that I'm good, I'm fine, this is nothing personal, this is a job. They gave me a very interesting advice for me to feel better when I'm interacting and when I'm performing. So I can take it and I'm going to test it and experiment it and have fun with it. And maybe we're going to exchange more strategies and ways to approach customers. This is just to tell you how important it is to finally realize that really there is a huge difference between what someone says and what you hear. And the same applies when we are saying something and somebody else hear it. That's why it's important also, on the other hand, when you are saying something, to focus on your own intentions, on your own authentic and genuine way of being yourself, saying your truth, and sharing it with others. And if you are someone that is mindful, that is polite, that care about others, you are going to find a very genuine and authentic way, respectful way to say things, and you know your intention. You know deep down where are you coming from. If you are coming from a place where you want to hurt someone, to destabilize them, to provoke them, or if it's really coming from a place of love and caring and sharing something that is important for you. And this is your responsibility. If someone else hear what you are saying as different from what you have said, that is their responsibility. You don't have to change who you are to justify yourself, to over-justify, to question yourself, to question your intentions and your integrity and who you know to be, just because someone heard the story on their own way and their own interpretation. This is why we really need to make the difference between one and the other. This is going to be helpful for us and others, and it's going to remove a lot of pressure from our shoulders. We will feel more confident and more with ease with ourselves because we know now what we are responsible for, and therefore we are not going to allow anything to affect us and we are not going to be taking everything that happens in the world personally and suffering from it when it's not even our responsibility. And we don't have to see it that way. There are so many ways to interpret one thing, to hear it, to understand it. And the most important thing is to always remember that we own our own intentions and we cannot know the intentions of others. And here is something that I have noticed in people. Very often, people will judge someone or condemn them. They will also judge their intentions for them or judge their feelings and emotions for them. They will label them completely and fully and accuse them just because of a behavior, of an action, or a word they said. And they will define out of it a huge story that they will share with the community against him. And I think that it's a sad thing to do, because it's not fair to believe that we are entitled to understand and define what are the intention of another person, because it's impossible to know what are the intentions of another person. I am not in a place or in a position, and I'm not entitled to tell you if your intentions are good or bad. I'm not in a place where I can tell you that you are for sure a bad person or evil, or what you are doing is against me. It's not my place. I don't have this power, and only you know what are your true intentions. And the same applies to every human being. So I believe it's important to pay attention to this information, to become aware and really understand that what we say is our responsibility. What others hear is theirs. And what others say is their responsibility. Mine is what I am going to choose to hear from what they say. And for this, it's important, I think, to get to know yourself very well, to the point that what others say is not taken personally, is not taken as an offense to yourself or to your person or to your identity. And what others say is not going to define you. That is important. And vice versa, because it's important also to start treating people as whole human beings and start reminding ourselves whenever something happens that we don't know their intention. We don't know where they are coming from. But I do know for myself that if something is triggering me or something is crossing a boundary for me or is disrespecting me, I am able to know what I am feeling about it. So there is a difference about you disrespect me or what you said made me feel disrespected. So here I am not pointing fingers against you. I am showing you that what you said had been heard for me as a disrespect. I felt disrespected through what you said. And now we can come from a place where we can exchange, talk about it, go through it, and find a better way to communicate together, where now you understand what can be a boundary for me, what can be important and valuable for me from my place, and I'm sharing it with you, and I invite you to kindly be mindful of that. In the same way, I'm going to be mindful of what are your boundaries, what are your expectations, and the way we are going to interact together in a way that we a healthy relationship of exchange and communication, where every one of us is taking ownership of his own role in whatever interaction we have. And I believe that this applies to everything in life, because life is a mirror. And I believe it's important to remind ourselves that all these interactions, all these circumstances, all the things that is happening to us, all the things that we are hearing and seeing and perceiving, they are heard, perceived, and seen and experienced from our unique point of view, from our unique individual human experience of whatever happened to us. And it doesn't have to be similar to others. Maybe it is not, because we really cannot be able to be in the head of someone else or to understand how he is perceiving things. That is something impossible. You do have your own world, your own individual, unique human world and experience. And these are the lens through which you are going to see everything around you. Your world, yourself, people that you interact with, the way you are going to hear them and listen to them and interpret what they are saying to you, what is happening to you. So rather than feeling the victim or rather than blaming others, I think it's time for us to really embrace our own responsibility in our life, to remind ourselves that what is in our power, what is in our control is our perception. And this is the thing that we need to honor, to understand, to explore. And if in our perception there are things that don't resonate with us, that aren't aligned with us, that maybe trigger things in us, things like feeling unworthy, doubting ourselves, feeling not heard, that is our job with ourselves, to understand and go within to see where is it that we are triggered, what is it that triggered us, and what is the story behind it. Why do we not love ourselves enough in that moment? Why do we doubt ourselves in that? And how can we improve this thing? How can we heal this part of us? How can we shift the way we are perceiving it or perceiving ourselves? Because that is our job. It's no one else's job. It's not your partner's job to make you feel happy. It's not your partner's job to make you feel worthy. It's not your boss's job to make you feel good enough in your job. And it's not anyone else in the world's job to make you feel fit in this world. That is your unique responsibility. And I think that is a magical moment of realization, at least for me, when I realized that I do have this power and that I have been spending my life believing and acting and feeling like I am not a fit in this world, that I'm not good enough, and that people and the world is against me and life is unfair. The moment it shifted, that have been for me the most magical moment, and I still can enjoy it and acknowledge the fact that everything that have been happening in my life have been my interpretation. And if I interpret it in a way that made me think and believe of myself as weak, as not enough, as less than others, it's also in my hand today to upgrade this self-image that I have of myself, to upgrade and improve my perception, and now to base my perception on things that resonate with me, things that are aligned with myself, that I know to be true for myself. And this is something that can evolve, can change, can grow, and can improve. And that's in my power. It's not on the power of the world, or it's not in the power of what others say. It's in my power to choose what to hear, how to hear it, and why to listen, and whether I want to engage with it or not. And I hope this message can really help you from now on to remember how important is your perception and to really notice the difference from now on and be aware of it between what they say to you and what you hear. And your responsibility is on what you hear. So hear yourself. When you feel offended, go within and understand where is it that you are not loving yourself? Where is it that you want and need to bring compassion to yourself, to bring self-love, to bring respect to yourself, to embrace within you, to accept within you? Because it's not about fitting in a world, it's not being enough for others, it's more about fitting with yourself and starting to understand that this whole thing is a mirror and it's projecting to you who you are in that moment, and you can change it. You can start to smile to the mirror for the mirror to smile back to you. That is in your power. And I really hope that this message is of support to you and of help. And I really hope that you can understand from now on the power of your perception. And whenever you find yourself in situations where you are feeling underestimated, undervalued, judged harshly, or treated in an unfair situation, just take that moment to take a breath and remind yourself what they say and what I hear are two different worlds. I am in control of what I hear. What do I choose to hear? I have another video that can help you in this topic and this argument, and it's about opinions of others of you and why does it matter and how to get free of it and understand it better. I think it might be very helpful and very linked to this topic. So I'm going to link it to you in the description, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Thank you for your time. Much love.